Bong. Holy crap.
Hey.
Really?
I know,
Hey.
that was lame.
Hey guys, this is Two-Minute Mike. I'm Taryn.
This is Isaac, and we're playing Super Meat Boy.
A little bit more Super Meat Boy. For those who aren't watching this right around the time it comes out, you probably won't know this, but this is a little mini-series we're releasing our first day to give people an idea of what our schedule is going to be like, of what kind of stuff we're going to be releasing. So we'll have a small series of Super Meat Boy. We won't just be doing Super Meat Boy.
In fact, more than likely, after this, we won't be doing Super Meat Boy.
Unless you really like it. Then maybe
maybe we'll do more. If you want us to do more, let us know. You know, whatever.
We'll even do it all in a weird drunk voice if you want.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
You're like a creepy Joey right now. That's what that was. That was like...
How you doing?
It was like a weird...
Are you freaking serious?
Did you just die on cotton?
Salt, I guess it absorbed whatever it is keeping me moist.
It took away all the meat glue.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, what do I even do here?
No, you broke that wall when you hit it.
Oh, it's one of those. I hate those. Oh, hello, Band-Aid.
Band-Aid! Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
That's the easiest one in this game.
Nice!
Crap.
No, cotton.
Yes, cotton. You're right. It's not brown. And let's face it, the game creators of this game would totally do that.
They would indeed.
Not
saying there's anything
actually,
against them. That's just it's within their humor style.
I really like them. They are the same people who made like The Binding of Isaac, and I mean their entire level's dedicated to poop. So you know it's just a thing they would do.
Cause gross. Also, man, you splatter
right
when you die. I don't know if you guys saw that, but you'll see here in a second. He covered that whole everything from dying on that cotton right there.
Yeah.
Super Meat Boy's not a fan of cotton now.
Oh, that was bad.
For those of you who've seen the first video, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so
I have issues with word jokes, wordplay, puns. They're my favorite, and I'm only the tiniest bit sorry if they bother you.
Yeah, so, you know, if you didn't watch the first video, please go watch it. You know, we talk a lot about where we're coming from, why we're doing this. So,
origin story.
So, you know, just
Alien homie.
go check it out. But like Taryn was saying in the beginning, yeah,
I think you're right. I think it's salt.
I think so, because there was a salt shaker in the little intro video, into the little intro picture thing.
Oh, was there? I missed that. I was just looking at this. I'm like, yeah, that wool doesn't do that pouring, grindy looking thing they got going down there. So, salted it. That is an enormous salt factory thing.
Factory, yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
So, you know, like Taryn was saying, we will not be doing just Super Meat Boy. And, you know, if you want us to do more Super Meat Boy, let us know. But, you know, our plan was first 3 videos so that you guys could understand our planned schedule for releasing videos. We're just doing, you know, 3 videos of Super Meat Boy to, you know, kind of get this over, you know, not over with, but quickly completed.
Oh, I would say. I'm like, what were you going for?
So that, you know, you can kind of understand our plan, which again is all released, which is all explained in our actual like channel video, our release schedule plan and things like that. What else were you saying? Because now I've completely lost my train of thought.
I wasn't. I was waiting for you to talk about. But let's talk a minute about this crazy, weird salt factory. At first, I thought that it was being ground. That's what the splashing was, and I realized it was just being poured en masse and things falling out.
Also, this is the nastiest salt. Nobody wants this salt anymore.
Well, yeah, you got a meat cube the size of these. Look at it. Okay, so let's look above him on the left. You may notice some doves or seagulls or something.
I'm pretty sure those are not gulls.
Regardless, they are relatively decent sized birds. And he's like 3 or 4 times the size of that. So you have like a
at least young child
4 foot cube of meat that is bleeding over everything.
Bleeding meat.
How much money do you think the salt factory has lost because of you?
I don't know. Like, how much does that big can of like salt cost? Like what, 65 cents for that? Like,
oh,
Yeah, like $2.
Isn't that cheap?
They're not that cheap.
I was
It's
going to say,
like
like 65 cents for real?
It used to be. But it's like 4 or 5
yeah.
bucks.
You used to be able to get a burger for a nickel. A quarter-pound burger for a nickel. Yes, that's a true thing. You can look it up.
Anyway, so yeah, so this is just why we're doing that. Moving on from that. Today, to date ourselves, like 100%. I don't know why I didn't hit continue. So this will 100% date this video, mostly because I'm going to say the date.
You don't have to say the date.
I'm going to say
the
date.
People just know.
So yesterday.
That's a hole.
Yes, it is.
With a Band-Aid.
Oh, with a Band-Aid. Oh, that. Oh. Oh, that is so not cool. So yesterday was the release of the Nintendo Switch. I was there midnight hoping to, get one of the. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. I was there hoping to get one of the extras the GameStop maybe might get.
Quick side question concerning the Band-Aid.
Yes.
Are any of these levels designed so they can only be acquired with the special characters?
I have no idea.
Because couldn't you get that with the floaty dude?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. So I'm like, hey, maybe I'll get it. I get there, and I ask the guys at GameStop, who know me a little too well.
Our local GameStop. The night before, actually. It wasn't. Or was this?
No, this is like the midnight
release.
release.
When you picked up.
Gotcha. When I picked up Zelda. I had pre-ordered that because I didn't want to risk getting the console and then having to wait for the game.
Because as many of you may know, the pre-orders for the Switch filled up the first day.
Within the first few hours of it, because I have a friend who he got his pre-order and it was awesome, but by the time he went in, the Neon was sold out, so he could only get the gray Joy-Cons, which by the way is what I got, but that's because I don't mind the gray Joy-Cons. I actually plan on. I have like little decal thing that I bought, Zelda related decal that I plan on putting on it anyway.
For real?
Yeah.
All right.
So, as you may notice, due to Taryn's reaction, that hasn't come in yet.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that was a thing.
So yeah, and
wait, so these are not just decals from something else you put in. They're official like Switch decals.
Yeah, Zelda Switch decals.
Oh, Nintendo.
Duh.
You brilliant, dastardly people, you.
We love you, Nintendo.
We do.
But so last night went there. Last night went there for the midnight release. I'm gonna try this with a different character.
Alien Homid. What's his deal?
I shoot things apparently.
What does that do?
I have no
There's
idea.
nothing to shoot in this game.
Unless shooting the Band-Aid works. Whoa!
You fail! You fail miserably.
Nope.
Nope. Maybe it breaks the... Maybe it breaks the salt.
I don't know what it does. Anyway.
Well, no, just try it. Go up there and try and shoot it down to the salt and see if it does anything. But for now, back to the decals.
Back to the decals.
Well,
they're awesome Zelda-related decals.
Shut up! I was helping you remember where you were in your thought process.
So I went there the night, hoping to maybe get.
Nope.
Nope, not at all. Hoping to maybe get one of the extras that they brought in, because
Commander Vigio. That is his name.
See, look.
Made a reference to him last episode.
Yes.
Commander Vigio. The rainbow flying guy in a garbage suit. Well,
So-
it's more of a, I guess it's more of a...
It's like a
vacation
hazmat suit, yeah.
Hazmat. Thank you. That's the word.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So, I went there trying to get one of their extras, but they got 4. They got a total of 4, and there were a total of 4 or 5 people who
Total of 4 extra.
Extra, yes, total of 4 extra, not including their pre-orders. And there were a total of 4 or 5 people who had been waiting since 5 a.m. to get those. So, needless to say, I did not get a Switch at the midnight release.
Quick side note on that. So apparently nobody did the multiple day camping out thing.
No, not as far as I was told.
So I don't remember what we went in for, but we went in sometime like the week before to pick up something.
We went in because I felt like window shopping.
Oh yeah, see, window shops for games. I'm not a window shopper. I can't do it. It means nothing to me.
And I ended up actually getting a cool game that you guys might not ever see because trying to get a DS to work with recording is annoying. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
I get so many comments about how badly you pronounced that.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Hey, look, all the black little hazmat dudes. Anyway, so we were in there. Oh, it's an upwards elevator. That's neat.
That's cool.
That's cool. So we were in there, and he asked. He's like, "Hey, do you guys happen to have any unclaimed or?" I don't remember exactly what, but he asked, If
I
there's
essentially
any chance.
said, "Is there any chance?"
Did he just beat the crap out of her?
Oh, he does every single time. But so I asked him, "Is there any chance?" Or I doubt it, but did you happen to get more pre-orders available? They of course said no.
Yeah. But here's the great part. He's like, and Isaac's like, could I come in earlier that day and wait and see if something shows up? He's like, well, so here's and the guy at the counter.
The guy at the counter said, well, you can, but
I've had people, real story, we're not making this up. He's like, I've had people calling asking if they could come and camp out in front of the store as early as Tuesday.
By the way, it released on a Friday.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it released for you, but it released on Friday here, and people were asking for that same week if they could come and camp out as early as Tuesday. And our local GameStop is like in a little strip mall, those set up like 3 or 4 stores, tiny little places that all share a parking lot. So our GameStop is one of those. So not only is there really not space to be doing that, but also we couldn't help but think, it's like, what job do these people have that they can afford to just take a week off to go spend
$300. Mine ended up being $320 when I finally got it.
Not counting whatever they're, packing to come camp out.
Yeah.
For a week.
So yeah, that was amazing, amusing. So it released, and it was totally worth it. I loved going to the midnight release. I love going to midnight releases. I think they're a fantastic thing to do, just because you get to be around with people, and the people are awesome. Plus, I got a cool Zelda poster.
Are you lighter?
I think I might be.
Because you flew a lot farther than the other guy.
Yeah, so I got a cool Zelda poster and some Halo Wars pins, as well as I got early access to, as soon as they were released, the Pokemon Sun and Moon bottle caps. So totally worth going, especially because of the people. Honestly, if you ever go to a midnight release, everyone's there for the same reason, so you immediately have something to talk about. And I plan on going to the midnight release for Andromeda, Mass Effect. And even...
Oh, yeah. I'm a Mass Effect fanboy.
He's a huge Mass Effect fanboy.
I am that guy who read all of it and played all of it and loved 99% of it.
99.9%, not including the end of number 3.
I thoroughly enjoyed Mass Effect 1. I thought it was amazing. It was a blast. It was unlike most things I'd seen at the time. Number 2 did everything even better. One of the only games where you can possibly die at the end that I didn't hate. Although, I should specify, endings are a big thing for me. I was not a fan of Fallout 3 when your options at the end of the game were either you die or the world knows you as a coward. Can we take a moment to discuss that for just a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so one that's ridiculous because,
Why am I watching this again?
Oh,
I can just hit continue.
For some reason, I thought you were still doing it, and you're being shot at by missiles.
Yes, I am.
This is the strangest salt factory in the world. But so for those the 2 of you who don't know, at the end of Fallout 3, the ending is you've got to disarm this thing that's inside of a room full of radiation that will straight up kill you if you go in it. There's no living through it, no chance to go get hazmat suits, no nothing. It's like you walk in there, you can save the world, but you're gonna die. Or you can send this meaningless paladin chick, because I'm sorry, don't care, in to go do it for you, and she'll give you crap for being a wuss. And then, like, the epilogue, you're known as a coward, she's hailed as a hero and all that. When that happens, there are a maximum of 3 people standing there. You, the paladin, and a companion if you brought one. Guess what the companion's not saying? Anything I don't want them to. Guess what I get to say if the paladin is the one that goes into it? Sure, Halo is a hero, that's fine, but nowhere in there is there any sort of story where I should be hailed as a coward? Because I'm the one telling the story. And
the biggest issue is the person that you brought as a companion. If I remember correctly, was your mutant, right?
no, I did not. But that was something that was brought up when I was discussing it with somebody at some point later that I hadn't thought of. Because there's a super mutant companion in Fallout 3. And for those who don't know, super mutants are completely immune to radiation. Which means that logically, you could send this guy in and nobody dies and everyone lives. It's the perfect solution. Well, here's the thing. Originally, there was no option to even let him do that. Someone must have brought this up to people who made Fallout because they released a patch at some point that added in some extra dialogue for him, which basically amounts to, "No friend, this is your journey. I cannot do this for you," kind of thing. Which is complete bullcrap. If that were like a real life moment, I don't care if he's the strongest companion I have, I would shoot him in the face. Because let's be clear here, no friend, and I want you at home listening to take a good look at your friends when I say this. If you have a friend who, when given the option to save not only you, but everyone you know, with literally no harm to themselves, like nothing bad can happen to your friend,
Period.
if they not only save you, but save everyone you know, or the other option is, you can save everyone you know and that person, but you'll die. If those are the only two options, and your friend says, "Nah, this is your journey, bro," that's not a friend.
That's not
That
a friend.
man, that person is not your friend. And you blood splatter everywhere.
Yes, I do.
You got 3 blades. They're in opposite directions. That is nuts.
So,
But yes, so that was a long tangent to talk about. Anyway, I like endings kind of make things for me. So as far as Mass Effect goes, 1 was amazing. 2 is even better. I think the thing I liked about 2 with the whole possible death ending is that it was one of many possibilities.
it was one of so many.
And that made it better. But like if your only option is to die or be a wuss, that bugs.
But-
On that note, 3 was amazing. I loved every single part of it
Except the ending.
except 3.
And I will agree, because the multiplayer for that game was awesome. I loved that addition.
Yeah,
it
that
was
surprisingly good.
fantastic.
I was not holding my breath for that to be good. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
It was very fun, and included with that, the way that they integrated that into the actual story for the game was
cool.
amazing.
And
I
the fact that you
loved
would have it affect your single player campaign was cool.
exactly. I loved the way they did it. But then they gave the most generic, nothing is different ending to a game that anyone has ever seen ever. And,
To a game that was all about choice. And,
to a game that was all about choice.
admittedly, we're rehashing old history where we're hashing things that dozens of other people have said. Anyone who's played it knows.
Yeah.
So we don't want to harp on it too much. Although, just as a last point, that my personal preferences, I went through and I played them all. I took the time, which anyone who plays this knows was a time investment, because the closest save point to be able to make all the choices is like behind 20 minutes of unskippable dialogue. But I took the time to do every ending. I did the destruction ending, I did the control ending, I did the bonding man and machine together ending. And I really just personally don't like the idea that the ending, the bonding ending, was really put out as being like the best one. That's sort of how they spun it. If you watch all the stuff, it's like this one seems like it had the best ending, which bothers me only because it was the solution that was come up with and created by the same mind that was the reason that all the Mass Effect games happened in the first place. The same beings that came up with the idea of, well, eventually everything's going to be screwed if we let things proceed this way. So our solution is to preserve these races by annihilating all of them and then just combining their basic genetic existence and memory into one being that lives forever, but we nuke all of everything in the process. The guys that came up with that solution and plan as being the best thing to go are the ones that came up with the meld everything solution. Done it they could have done before, but regardless, like, yeah, this seems like the best thing to do. The fact that that actually was the best thing to do, seemingly, is kind of bothersome. Like, I personally shied away from that one because it's like, well, You don't know what you're doing, and you came up with this idea, so we're not going to do that one. Oh, but wait, it's kind of the best idea. Anyway, done with my
So
game
he
rant.
said he wasn't going to harp on that, but there we are.
Well, no, didn't want to harp on the stuff that a lot of people have talked about already. That was my personal opinion on the actual endings themselves versus the quality of them.
Yeah. So,
but I'm done ranting. I'm sorry. Back to the tale of the Switch.
So for our last few minutes here, the end of my Switch story. So after that midnight, you know, obviously I didn't get one, and the next night I'm like, I had a really long day at work, and I was just like, you know what? I really want to get the Switch. I want to play it, and I want to check it out. So the entire drive home, who I'm driven by someone else, we carpool, and so I was calling like every location. I was calling Walmarts across the whole way home. I was calling GameStops. I was calling everyone. By the way, called Best Buy. Greatest voicemail I've ever heard for a company. They were like, you know, due to the high demand for the Nintendo Switch, we cannot tell you how many we have in stock over the phone. Please visit our website or come into a local store.
Side note, that wasn't behind like a button question or anything. That was just the first thing that said when you hit their voicemail.
So yeah, they had their voicemail. They're like, hey, thank you for calling Best Buy. A couple seconds later, due to the high demand for this game. Oh, this is fun. So due to this, we can't tell you, so please visit our online website. So I'm like, you know, sure. So I checked their website. They say they have some available, it being the day after its launch. So of course it was not updated. You know, why not?
Ooh.
And then
nice.
Oops.
Did you see a bandit? Because
I didn't see a bandit. It's not on every level.
Oh, they're not on every level?
No.
Okay. Go back up, you fool!
There we go. But so, you know, I call everyone, and of course they're all like, no. And then finally I call the Super Target near our home. And I'm like...
I didn't even know there was a Super Target near our home. Let me take that back. I didn't know there was a Super Target. I didn't know that was a thing. Moving on.
So, as you might have guessed from that reaction, we're not Target shoppers.
I'm not a shopper.
Yeah.
I know where some things are, and I buy them there, and that's about it. I don't have a lot of unusual things that I purchase on a regular basis.
Yeah. Anyway, so I call them, and they're like, no, sorry, we're out. But we're expecting a shipment tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow being today.
Tomorrow being today. And I'm like, okay, so when about? And he's like, before we open, we're expecting to be stocking them up. And I was like, oh, all right. When do you guys open? And he's like, again, I don't shop at Target. And he's like, we open at 8 a.m. I'm like, sweet, I'll be there. I am not a wake up at 8 a.m.
He's a night owl, not a morning bird. He can stay up till 4 and be fine. He can also sleep till 1 and be fine. Not that, you know, real life and jobs allow for that, but...
No, my job actually requires that I get up at, like, I have to leave the house at about 11, so I'm up at about 10, so that I can get everything taken care of. I hate that missile. And, so, because of that, I, you know, set an alarm for 7 o'clock today. I'm like, alright, I'll get up at 7, leave at 7:30, be there by 8. My body decided it was too excited and woke itself up at 6:11.
Which is hilariously unheard of.
For me. So I am like, oh man, I have an hour, you know, maybe I'll take a shower or something and get that quickly taken care of.
Get all nice and fresh to go.
And then I'm like, you know, maybe not. And, you know, maybe I'll just go now and sit, and if there's a line, I'll sit in it. I get there, I am 13th in line.
At 6 in the morning.
At 6:30-ish in the morning. And 5 minutes after I get there, another 5 people show up. And by the time that the store opened, we had 40 plus people. And so I was very much glad that I had decided, maybe I should get up. And so yeah, and I went in, I was 13th, I got a Switch. I'm so excited to be playing it, but we already discussed doing this, so I wanted to
A tiny bit of him is chomping at the bit, but we're having fun with this. So
but I'm having so much fun with this, and I'm so excited to have these released and see your guys' reactions, see what you guys like, what you don't like. And if me talking non-endlessly about me getting a Switch is definitely something you don't like, well, don't worry, I'm not going to get another one with a story like this. So here we are.
True.
Anyway, we are time up for here. So once again, my name is Isaac. What am I doing?
There's no reason to just stop.
Yeah, I guess
Anyway.
that's true. My name's Isaac.
I'm Taryn.
This has been 2 Men and a Mic playing Super Meat Boy.
And we're...
And this is us signing off.
Signing
Signing off.
off.